Okay, welcome. This is special for me. This is the kind of thing I like to witness. It's going to be a respectful debate, but I think an interesting one based on quality of life and the major decisions that all contribute to quality of life. We all care about this place that's called San Diego, and these guys do too. They just have very different visions of how to protect and enhance our quality of life. So let's begin. I wanted to just jump right in and ask you to open the ceremony with a 3-minute opening statement, and then one question for me, and then our panelists will be in. I'm really honored to have so many partners among our media counterparts in the region. Joining me today is Gene Cubison, longtime and avuncular correspondent from the NBC 7 San Diego. We've been partners for a long time. He's been a mentor, and he used to have a beard. Decided to scrap that for some reason. I don't know.
Too great.
Yeah. LaDonna Harvey. I'm on with LaDonna LaDonna's from Kogo. Kogo, again, is broadcasting live right now. Welcome to our listeners in Kogo country. Thank you. LaDonna and I are on the radio every Friday together, but she's hosting the afternoon show and has really taken up a good spot in the afternoon discussion. So thanks for joining me, LaDonna.
Thank you.
And then Peggy Pico is the anchor of a special new program nightly on KPBS called Evening Edition. It's the only public TV evening edition every night other than PBS's NewsHour. And, you know, it's not just at night on KPBS. It's also in snippets during the day on Twitter and Facebook. I've never actually watched it on TV, but I've watched so much of them via the internet and Twitter and Facebook. So welcome, Peggy. Thank you. So the panel will ask questions. I'll throw in a few and try to hold our contenders accountable for their answers. I'll have some moderator liberty here and there. And then they'll have a 3-minute opening statement. They'll have 2 minutes to respond to the questions the panel brings. And then they'll have 1 minute to rebut each other. I'm going to give a little leeway. I just want to try to make it fair for both candidates. And that never goes well, but I think it might this time. So welcome. I flipped a coin, and Mr. DeMaio speaks first. So your opening statement, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Scott, and thank you all for coming out here on a gorgeous San Diego day. We've been through a rough decade in San Diego with a fiscal crisis, with massive cuts in our services, with our infrastructure falling apart, and many San Diegans struggling in a terrible economy. It's time for us to have a fresh start. It's time for San Diego to move forward. And even on our worst day, San Diegans still have it a lot better than many others in our country. We're proud to be San Diegans. When we call to our families and our friends back east, we still gloat a little bit about the wonderful San Diego lifestyle. On the list of things that we're proud of, our beaches, our bays, our canyons, our weather, our neighborhoods, our diversity, the talents of our workforce, leading companies, colleges and universities. The list goes on and on. We will not find at the present time our city government. I'm running for mayor because I want you to be proud of our city government again. And I believe that having a city government that matches the treasures of all the other things that we are proud of in San Diego is the best way to ensure that we build a great city and move our city forward, that we have strong and clean neighborhoods, and that we have a prosperous economy. To do that, we need a mayor who will first and foremost finish the job of fiscal reform. I've been most known for my efforts in reforming city finances, and I'm pleased to say that we're on a roll. We're working together. We're getting things done. The people have stepped forward and done things that the politicians did not want to do. We've imposed reform on our city government. And now on a bipartisan basis, we are moving forward this week, ratifying a unanimous agreement with our labor unions to implement a major element of Proposition B, the pension reform initiative that I authored. Finishing the job of fiscal reform is not just about balancing the budget. It's about restoring the things we've lost, our after-school programs, our environmental programs, police and fire coverage, and road repairs, getting back the services and infrastructure that we've lost. We also need a mayor who's going to put economic prosperity at the forefront of every decision at City Hall. We have a mayor who can cut red tape to get San Diegans back together and back to work. That's why I'm proud to have authored the Pathway to Prosperity, a comprehensive jobs creation plan to get San Diego's economy moving again. And finally, we need a mayor who will represent the best that San Diego has to offer by bringing people together, by being balanced, by working with both sides of the aisle, both Democrats and Republicans. There is no Democrat or Republican way to fill a pothole or respond to a 911 call. As mayor, I will continue to reach across party lines, unite San Diegans, to get things done and move our city forward. I ask for your help and your support.
We good? All right. Thank you. Take a pause. It's a timely pause.
If elected, no more airport noise.
Really?
Yes. Fact check.
We'll check. We'll fact check that in a couple years. See how that went. Congressman.
You won't need to.
Thank you, Voice of San Diego, for sponsoring this exchange of ideas. Thank you, Kogo, for broadcasting it. I was just struck by Carl's first sentence that we've had a tough decade. I wonder if that's cause and effect, because that's when he arrived in San Diego. You know, if anybody needed reminding about what this election is about, they got it last week. They got it last week. There's nothing less than an attempt to buy an election and to keep special interests in charge at City Hall and in this city. We saw what the biggest developer and Mr. DeMaio's biggest supporter and what the UT does to me every day. We saw what they tried to do. They had this incredible idea about putting the stadium on port property where there's maritime activities. Now, we all want different ideas and good ideas, but when they have special interests and financial interests behind them, we want to know that too. And then these guys who put forward this idea not only back Mr. DeMaio with all their papers, resources, and millions of dollars, but they threatened the port and the commissioners. They saying, if you don't support us, we're going to disband the port. You guys published the emails on this. I have never met Mr. Lynch, but I'm told he has a lot of weight in which he tries to throw around. That is, they're trying to say that we, the newspaper, are so powerful and we represent such powerful interests, and they said they have one of the mayoral candidates with them. I don't even know him, so they must be this guy. And they're going to, in fact, buy this election and buy the city council and buy the city and run it in the way they want to do it. When Bob Filner's elected, it's going to be neighborhoods, not special interests. That's what it's going to be, neighborhoods, not special interests. And Carl keeps mentioning reform in every other sentence. You know what reform means? It's an acronym, you know? Real estate for Manchester. Manchester, of course. He will never say this man's name in this debate. His biggest supporter, his biggest developer, and he says he's for the people. He's got the biggest special interests behind him, and they trumpet that they have DeMaio behind them. And what does real estate for Manchester mean? It means property in Mission Valley. It means the Broadway complex downtown. It means the port property that they're going for. He wants a mayor and a city council that will do his bidding in regard to this and these property interests. So watch the ads. They're all bought and paid for by the developers, the lobbyists, the special interests of this city. If we want to concentrate on neighborhoods and put new people at the table, you've got to vote for Bob Filner. Thank you.
Thanks, Congressman. Since your statement was largely about Mr. DeMaio, I'm going to give him a chance to respond. I'm going to color it, though. Are you interested in disbanding the Port of San Diego?
No, I'm interested in moving forward in getting jobs at our port, because our port is one of our most important economic assets to get job creation, middle-class job creation. And I've been very clear on this, and Mr. Filner knows that. Mr. Filner is not running on a campaign of ideas. He's running on a campaign of personal, erroneous attacks. And I believe San Diegans deserve better. Bob, present a vision. Run on your own ideas. San Diegans do not want to have dysfunction, division, and distraction. They want leadership. And leadership begins with laying out your own positive vision rather than attacking others and trying to divide. My campaign and my record as a public sector leader is about getting things done by uniting San Diegans, and that's why we have the broadest based coalition. You want to talk about special interests? You are backed by the same special interests that have tried to defeat our fiscal reform agenda for the past 7 years. They've opposed managed competition. They proposed a massive tax increase on working families without any assurance that that money would go back into our neighborhoods. And they tried to block pension reform. You represent the old, failed system. And you know what, San Diegans, Bob, they don't want to turn back. They want to move forward. They want to finish the job of fiscal reform. They want to see Democrats and Republicans and independents come together time and time again, as they have in our campaign and our initiatives, to get things done and make San Diego a model. So you can spend your time attacking, dividing, and distorting. I will respond. I will set the record straight. But I'm about making sure people see the vision that we're offering, the record of accomplishment of bringing people together, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, and our ideas for moving our city forward. And I would challenge you, Mr. Filner. I think the San Diego voters, they're more interested in constructive ideas and bringing people together than your division and dysfunction from Washington, D.C.
Congressman, you got a minute to rebut any point that he made there, and then we have a question from Peggy Pico.
Let's set the record straight, Carl. 4 years of a failed one-term councilman, never been reelected anything. Division, dysfunction, distortion. That's what you planned this whole mayor's race based on that. You voted no on every single thing at the city council. Where is the positive vision? Where is the positive vision? You claim 3 things, all of which have to do with propositions, because you can't get anything done at the city council. But he claims he defeated the sales tax initiative, the one thing that could have given us infrastructure funds to repair this city, which we must do, and get money into the neighborhoods. He opposed it. He supported Prop A that just passed. You know, we're going to lose $200 million as a city per year because the state says they will not give state and federal funding to a city which has passed the elements of Proposition A. And Prop B, I mean, it passed, I got him implemented, but it threw the public employees under the bus. You're going to claim credit? It's a failed, it's badly written, it's in the law courts, it probably will never be implemented. But if you want to implement the savings, you got to vote for Bob Filner, because I'm the only one that the employees respect. Can you imagine him going to the employees the first day of mayor? He just tried to throw them under the bus. They ain't going to talk to him.
Congressman, I got to cut you there. Check. I want to ask, just to be clear, does that mean you would have supported Prop D, the half-cent sales tax, in 2010?
What do you mean would have? I did.
You did. Okay, that's just clarifying. Ms. Pico.
And proud of it.
Are we on? Oh, okay. It is.